Welcome to Daniel Mazur, Councilor of Prague City for Smart Cities, ICT, Science and Research. So since 2017, Prague has had its own strategy on development of smart cities, the Smart Prague 2030 concept. How is the implementation of smart solution affecting citizens' daily life? And in addition, how is the project involving Czech startup in SME, small medium enterprises?
Thank you for the question. It is a concept that has been underway for some time, and the Prague City companies have been working at piloting and implementing several startup smart city solutions. I should mention, for example, the public transportation time arrivals that have not been available to the public transport users, and now they are available both in the public transportation stops and online through Google Maps and other map interfaces. We can also speak about the implementation of energy neutral concepts in developing new quarters of Prague, new parts of Prague, and not to mention that the Smart Prague concept also means that Prague is collecting a lot of data to make the decision making in the management of the city easier, and this is done through the data platform Golemio. In this case, I should say that startup involvement is mainly through the competitions that we organize every year. Now this year for the fourth time, which is the Kick Up Prague competition, and also collection of ideas, which is called I Have an Idea for Prague, which both aim at entrepreneurs, students, citizens of any affiliation to bring up their ideas, to pitch their idea to the city and the city companies. And some of them, the best ones fitting the aims of Prague in sustainable development, or innovative enough to catch our attention, are then funded, piloted, and possibly helped to develop into really commercial businesses.
Let's talk about the young generation. They have demonstrated an increasing interest in the digital sector and of course on the ICT. How could the cooperation in the field of education and employment between Bologna and Prague create mutual development in digital tech sector, and would it lead to more educational and job opportunities for young people?
Well, the collaboration is essential for exchanging students and exchanging, therefore, the life experience to live, study and work in other cultures, in other communities. This is actually something that is promoted on the side of Prague when we have our expat center, which helps people coming in Prague. Of course, the Italian Culture Institute also does a very good job in that. On the other hand, we also have a community of universities that have a common project, the Study in Prague, which supports students in their getting used to life in Prague, in settling down and helping them. In terms of specifically ICT, I think it is best to say that we have to start early. We have to start at the elementary and secondary education already. So this is why we carry out projects that are the implementation of the regional action plan for the development of education already in secondary schools, grammar schools and so on, which aim both at hard and soft skills, and most importantly, they try to overcome the traditional barriers that are there for students to approach STEAM subjects, or for example, girls to approach IT subjects which are traditionally thought of as not matching. And we are trying to do our best through these projects to overcome these barriers.
Do you think this cooperation could reduce the digital divide that exists in both countries, still exists?
I think it can, and it will in time. Of course, we have been only several years into the development of the strategy with these aims. And the way it can help is that usually when we treat incoming visitors as students, we remove certain barriers that exist in our own society. So there we provide frequently little more help and guidance to people coming from the other culture, simply because they are visitors and we are welcoming to them, while our own community sits a little stale in their culture and, let's say, the predispositions. So I think it can help very much.
Just one last question. In October 2020, the government adopted the Strategy for Education 2030 Plus. How did it affect Prague's education system, and did it reduce the gender gap in STEM subjects and or in IT careers?
It's certainly aiming to do so. However, 3 years in effect are too early for a strategic document of this magnitude to actually already yield results. We can say that in parallel, Prague has developed its own action plan to go along with that strategy to implement these ideas, and efforts have been ongoing for the past 3 years to actually get the results at the level of secondary education and primary as well. So we are definitely doing this, and I already mentioned several things to close this divide in STEM subjects or in IT. Nevertheless, the results are yet to be seen statistically significantly.
Well, okay, thank you, Daniel Mazur, for being with us, and let's see in Rimini maybe in June for WMF 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.